Hi everyone, Gavin Townsend here. Today in my shop at Redditch Sports Nutrition. Today on BBC Radio and on the news, they were talking about supplementation and trying to ask the general public and people who use supplements, do they need supplements? So the first opening sentence I ask any one individual who comes into my shop is, how is your nutrition? And I'm not talking about this stuff that I sell. I'm not talking about proteins. I'm not talking about supplementation. I'm talking about actual food. So when I was younger, when I was in my teenage years, I was missold by all the fancy packaging, the magazines, all the different advertising opportunities out there, which are exploited by various supplement manufacturers and brands. I then spent a lot of years living on supplementation. So I was having too many protein shakes, too many of the wrong supplements that my body just didn't need at the time. What my body needed to grow and develop was food. So with first-hand experience within my teenage years through to my early 20s, I was spending hundreds a month on supplements. I was buying protein shakes like they were going out of fashion. And then I learned more about nutrition. I went on various courses, spoke to various professional athletes, and I've been personally involved with over 500 professional athletes, and I've had the opportunity to speak openly with nutritionists who are working on the main streets in the likes of London, top nutritionists for some of the best sports personalities, had open conversations for over 12 years with all sorts of professionals, including a strength conditioning coach for the likes of Usain Bolt. I've spoke to tons of different individuals about nutrition, including fitness pros, competitors, Olympic athletes, a whole mixture of individuals. And there's a common theme with professional athletes and anyone who competes and anyone who is knowledgeable in supplements. It's in the name. It supplements food. So you shouldn't have it as a supplement, as a meal. You should have it to supplement your food. So I'll give you an example. I'm currently 15.5 stone and I want to put on another half a stone. On stage I was 14 stone. I'm trying to work on different weak muscle areas at the moment, and one thing I've identified with nutrition, it's really key to eat the right foods at the right time. And one of the biggest tips, the best tips I can give any individual who's trying to put on some muscle mass, is make sure that you pre-fuel before training and make sure that you get your recovery meal right as well. So as an example, I will have on a growth, part of my bodybuilding journey, I will look at having peanut butter and a bit of rye bread and also a bit of honey before a workout, probably about 45 minutes before a workout. I'll also look at the possibility of a caffeine drink and perhaps a pre-workout to give myself that stimulant to get through exercise. Now I train myself hard. I don't go into the gym to have a long debate and chat. I don't go in to sip on high calorific coffees in a bar after a workout. No, I go with focus. I go in with a focus to train, to rip my muscles apart, to feed them directly afterwards. And it's at that point after training as well where I find that it's key to make sure your consumption of calories and good quality foods is high. So after training, I'd typically have a meal within an hour after exercise, and I'd probably have a protein shake and oats about a few hours after a decent meal now. So the problem is as well, the body can only digest so much protein at any one time, and where a lot of people go wrong, they try and have their main consumption of foods all in one go. So rather than periodically having meals strategically out throughout the day where the body takes time to digest and utilize all the food types, a lot of people are having big meals and end up constipated and also struggle with the digestion of the food types. So a few good tips are, make sure to have a decent meal before training and one afterwards, And then the likes of supplements, you can actually have them as a snack source between decent meals. So as an example for myself, to try and bulk up, if I'm having 4 or 5,000 calories a day and I'm trying to have 1.5 grams of protein per pound of weight, I'm having to eat a lot of protein in a day. So it's very hard to get it all from just animal proteins. And I also keep my fats high, and also I keep my carbohydrates relatively high as well around my training. So right now I'm 15 stone 3/4, and at my heaviest last year I was about just over 17 stone. And I've been quite fortunate to work with a lot of strongmen, and I've also managed to work with a lot of top bodybuilders. And one thing I've recognised is, again, there are too many naive young people out there who are living on supplements and don't identify with real food. So again, it's great hearing about the BBC and all the news channels jumping on the bandwagon of, oh well, are supplements good for you or aren't they good for you? But the reality is they are, but in accordance with a healthy, balanced nutrition strategy. And it's a shame to see so many young individuals and naive individuals at that, going by the guidance of Google, going by the guidance of an individual they've never met online. And unfortunately now there's so many opinions out there, it's causing a lot of confusion for a lot of people. So if you're new to fitness or you're new to the gym world and you're relatively confused already in the beginning, well, unless you speak to a professional who knows what they're doing, you're going to have a very difficult journey. You're going to typically yo-yo, and in most cases, well, give up. It's a shame that with fitness now, it's more about image and aesthetics, and more people are image conscious than ever, and therefore it's having a negative effect on most people's mental states. Whereas those who I've found have got better physiques are into sport because their physique is a byproduct of their sport activity. So coming to the conclusion of today's views on are supplements good for you or are they bad for you? They are good for you, but in moderation, at the right time, and with the right goals and guidance. So for more hints and tips, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also follow me on Facebook as well. And most importantly, if you need help, if you need hints and tips, if you want someone to help you with your own personalised nutrition strategy, make sure to come and speak to myself, Gavin Townsend, or my brother, Richard Townsend. We do Rip Bros together, and between us we've got many years of experience in fitness. I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.